All right. Speaking of the Big Ten, we're going to go to question number 3. Can Illinois compete for a Big Ten title if Andre Cabello never reaches the level that we thought he would this season? T.O., you're up first on this one.
I don't think so because there's a team named Purdue there. I mean, Jaden Ivey, there's nobody in the league that matches up with him. Not one person. Zach Edey, there's nobody in the league that matches up with him. Not one person. And the Big Ten's big. And that tells you how big Zach Edey is. So I'm going to say no on that. But I will say this. We overvalued Cabello a little bit. He's too emotional to be a 40-minute guy. I mean, even when he's not playing, he's going nuts on the sideline. Like, not kind of crazy, full-blown crazy on the sideline. So, like, here's my thing with him. He's more J.J. Barea than he is Jason Kidd. Meaning, I'm not sure that you can rely on Cabello. And this isn't a shot. He's still a very good player. I think he could end up finding a role in the NBA at some point because of his pop that he adds to your offense. But because he's a riverboat gambler. Like, because he plays in such a dramatic fashion all the time, it's hard to leave him in there for 40 minutes. But what you have found out is that Trent Frazier can run some point guard for you. And the more boring this Illinois team has been, the better they've been. But the problem that you're going to run into is sometimes that game is a slog and you need a jolt of energy. He can provide that for you in spades. And another thing we can keep in mind, he's only played 2 games with Kofi Coburn. And in those 2 games, 9 points and 6 assists a game and only 3.5 turnovers. Now it's almost 2-1, but that's much better than what he was before Coburn. BC before Coburn. So I think like you have to take that into account a little bit. Whenever he does come back, he's going to have that rim presence with Coburn. And like Illinois got shooting all around. They can get hot and hit a lot of shots. But BC and AC, like there's a big difference between the two.
Well, your question was, can Illinois compete for the Big Ten title, right? If Cabello's not at his best. So I disagree with Terrence's answer. I think that, yes, Illinois can, and I don't think they need Andre Cabello at his best because they've realized that Alfonso Plummer is a guy that can score the basketball well and do it consistently. And I think that Cabello being out of the equation here lately has allowed them to find that out. When you think about what Plummer does, when you think about what Grandison does off the bench for this team, he's a guy that played very well against Iowa. I look at Illinois, and here's what I see. I see a team with the best big man in college basketball. The best pure big man in college basketball. Kofi Coburn, on his best day, I'm taking him if I have to pick a post player. So you have him, you have Plummer, you have Grandison. What they need is they don't need what we think is Cabello's best. They need Cabello to stay within himself. I don't know if that's possible. To T.O.'s point about he's not this type of player, 40-minute a game. Trent Frazier's big time in every way. I mean, I just think he is so vital for them. He's the glue that keeps them together. They got to mesh Cabello into that equation and allow people to play off each other. But can Illinois compete at the top of the Big Ten? I think Illinois on their best day is still the second best team in the Big Ten. So I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I tend to fall in the middle with you guys, right? I don't think that anybody is competing with Purdue at the top of the Big Ten, regardless, right? Like I think Purdue's going to win the Big Ten by 2, 3, 4 games. But I don't think that I don't think we're ever going to see Cabello reach the level that we thought he would. But I do think that as long as he is playing some kind of role, they're going to end up being fine. They're a good team. Kofi's awesome.